It was seen as a test case. Rights organizations filed a civil suit against the Dutch state, saying supplying Israel with spare parts for F-35 fighter jets makes the Netherlands complicit in possible war crimes in Gaza. The judge at a lower court had dismissed the case, saying the court couldn't interfere in government policy decisions. The appeal court had a different view.
Experts of the UN have found that there is an incredible number of civilian casualties. Thousands of children have been killed, and so the violence is not proportional. That's why there is a clear risk of violations of the laws of war.
Since 2019, the Netherlands has housed the European Distribution Center for F-35 spare parts, from where it also supplies Israel. In 2022, it exported spare parts worth $2.4 million to the country. With the escalation of the war in Gaza, this number is now predicted to be much higher.
It's dependent on the F-35 without any doubt. So it's not just a small bit in this whole story. It is really a main element, and it will definitely, for now, it will definitely affect Israeli warfare.
Israel owns dozens of these US-made fighter planes. It is expected they will now depend on the US to provide the necessary spare parts. While this verdict will not directly impact the war on Gaza, it could be seen as a precedent for other organizations in Europe to file similar cases against their governments.
Other NGOs in other countries are already preparing similar cases, and we've been in contact with them. But even more than that, I hope it's a turning point for how Western governments look at their role and responsibility and realize that also before a judge, they are co-responsible for what's happening in Gaza.
For the first time, a court has ordered the country to stop sending weapons to Israel. The verdict is seen as a severe blow to the Dutch government, who had argued that stopping its contribution to the F-35 program would jeopardize its ties with the US and Israel and would have a serious economic impact. In his verdict, the judge argued that political and economic interests can't be more important than the protection of civilian lives during a war. The Dutch state will now take the case to the Supreme Court, but that doesn't mean it can still export spare F-35 parts to Israel. The court has given the state 1 week to formally execute the verdict. Vaessen, Al Jazeera, The Hague.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.